Hey everyone, and welcome back. I know it's been about 2 months since my last update, but a lot has been going on, so here's just a quick little tutorial on how to build a neat Japanese pagoda over your mob farm. Alright, so to begin, pause the video so you can have these dimensions laid out. This will make the structure centered with the mob farm and make things a little easier for you. Now, since the mob farm is under the pagoda, you can begin by filling in the entire base structure with whatever material you want. I went with cobblestone because it's a common block and it makes the build easier to create when you start your game. Since this is a very simple mob farm and build, we want to make it easy so you can get your world looking very awesome very quickly. Now, once you've completed the base, you'll want to surround the framing with stairs reaching downward that are 4 wide that are centered with the base. Once the stairs are complete, you can add grass blocks around it to create a nice pyramid shape which complements the final build. Lastly, you'll want to add some stripped spruce wood and use oak slabs to create a unique texture using the Conquest texture pack. The outer post should be 5 high, with the 4 center blocks being 6 high, as you can see here. Now that you finish the main pillars, you'll want to move over to finishing the basic outline. I used the stripped spruce wood again since the color palette matches the theme very well, and then I began using some Japanese inspired blocks. Using terracotta and white wool for the walls, I brought those walls to the height of the pillars to begin on the lower roof. Using this pack, you can use white wool and white concrete for a nice gradient that adds some atmosphere to the build. Now that the walls are up, it's time to focus on the roofline. I used prismarine bricks to add some nice color to the natural darks of the wood and utilized a variation of full blocks, slabs, and stairs to create a Hogyo style, which is common among Japanese architecture. Now, honestly, if I butchered that, I'm really sorry. Foreign language was never my strong suit. However, I tried to slow down the video so you could see what I was doing with the roof, so if you can't, then don't worry about it. I have a simple guide that will help you lay it all out very soon. As for the roof itself, you can use any kind of wood planks you want, but I decided to go with oak as it's usually pretty abundant and it looks great here as well. You'll essentially want the oak to always be half a block higher than the prismarine or the prior layer. This will give it more detail and depth. Here, you can see how the roof is to be designed and how the oak fits into it. Here is the guide so you can better understand where the certain blocks go on the front and the back versus the side. Now that you have a good idea of how to build a roof, we can begin on designing the upper layer. Using the same blocks as before, you'll want to stack your stripped spruce 6 high. This area will be different, and it will be the bedroom, so you can AFK for the mobs to spawn in down below. Now once again, you'll want to add in some white wool and maybe a line of spruce planks to add a hint of flair. Once you've completed that, it's onto the roof, which will be very similar to the lower roof that we just completed. Once again, we're using prismarine bricks and following the same full block and slab combination, and we can cap off the roof with some oak slabs and full blocks. Now that the structure is done, it's time for details. Use some white stained glass and some acacia trapdoors to really drive home that Japanese theme. You can also use cobblestone walls and oak fences for more depth and variation, as well as oak trapdoors along the base. Well, this is pretty much the build, so let's finish up, let's get into the walkthrough, and let me show you some extra details I threw in there. Alright everybody, so here we are, and as you can see, the build is right here. I added a little bit of bone meal to this area, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a look. So I just wanted to show you really quickly what we're looking at here. So I'm going to grab a lantern. So just right off the bat, what I did, I'm just going to show you here. So when you walk in, the interior is completely empty. I'm not working on it just yet, but in theory, this would be the floor up here, and you can literally just sit down right here, and the mobs will spawn below you, because if we're going to go straight down, you can see here I have this, but let me get this torch here. We're going to bury it all the way down, and here's the very simple farm. Now granted, it's not really working too well because I have caves and things like that, but it goes all the way down here. Bats, we have some zombies, and just for reference sake, I'm sure you know, so like if we're gonna spawn some zombies here, they would typically be hanging out and they will fall, and that would be that. So if they don't die, you can go down there and kill them. So that is what we're looking at for the mob spawner. So it is going to be a little bit deeper, but that's the whole point of it, and it's going to be dead center here. So my goal is to eventually, since we're going that way, to build like a small little garden area where there can be a water elevator and you can just immediately go up and down. But either way, this is the build. So I added the lanterns and some chains. I added some buttons here, added some additional fencing, just some and this wall here, just to kind of add a little bit of detail. This right here is andesite. Yep. So we have that. But this is the build. Like I said, it's very simple. I haven't really seen one exactly in this style, even though this style is very prevalent in the Minecraft community. But I thought it was kind of cool to put it over an actual mob farm and just kind of add that in there. So this could be a base, so you can AFK. You could even probably put an automatic like fishing thing upstairs, so you can fish while you farm mobs. I mean, it makes sense, and I think it comes out really well. So anyways, I really appreciate all y'all being here. Thank you so much for the video. Thanks for being patient with me. I know 2 months is a long time to wait for a video, and I'm hoping to really get back and start doing some unique videos kind of like this for mob farms, or just things to help not only Bedrock players but vanilla players, because like my kids even downloaded the new Conquest texture pack on Bedrock, so if you didn't know, it is available. Definitely check it out. But my kids are loving it, so I'm trying to build some stuff that they can build in their world, and it should be fun. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching the video. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Great community as always. This is of course a Legendary Porpoise signing out. I hope all of you have a good day and happy gaming.